I don't know if she was being abused, but I do know that she was murdered by her fiance, and not knowing if he'll be sent to jail for the rest of his life really isn't sitting right with me or her family. So this woman's name is Laura Cardanes. She's 51 years old, living in Ridgeway, Virginia with her fiance, Adam Hughes. Laura is a very hardworking woman who isn't the type to just slack off or skip work for no reason. So on October 25th, 2023, when she didn't show up to work for like 2 or 3 days in a row, her coworkers really started to worry. And so they decide to call the police, report her missing, and ask to do a wellness check, just to make sure that everything was all right. So the police head on over to Laura's house, where they see her fiance Adam at home just chilling. And not thinking anything of it, police ask him, hey, when's the last time you seen your fiance Laura? Her kids and coworkers are really worried for her. She's been MIA for like 2 days. And this creature that's currently taking up space responds with, oh yeah, actually it's so weird. I haven't seen her since like the 21st. That's like what, 4 days ago? What an odd thing to say. So you haven't seen your fiance in almost a week, yet the first person to call 911 was her coworker. Oh, okay. Anyways, police found that a bit odd, so they jot down his response, they go back to the police station, and they file a freaking warrant to search his property because there is no way that they're gonna let that slide. And so the next day, they arrive back to Adam and Laura's house with all of the officers ready to search the place, and sure enough, after a few hours of digging around, they find something. Inside of both their home and Adam's truck was human blood splattered all over, and these officers are thinking, oh no, we're dealing with something way worse than we thought. So they collect the blood samples and then they store it away for safekeeping, and then they start doing their digging on Laura and Adam's relationship. And boy, oh boy, it took a lot of digging for me to find this, so it almost feels like he didn't want us to know, but it turns out that back in December of 2022, Adam was being charged for some sort of domestic violence assault against Laura. But then all of a sudden, she took back her statement and the case just went cold. So my question is, did Adam force her to stay quiet? Because 1 year later, we've got a car and a house full of blood, a woman who's been missing for like 4 days, and a man who couldn't give 2 shits about reporting his fiance missing. So by this point, investigators are putting all of their attention on Adam, asking themselves things like, okay, where was he the last couple of days? Does he look like he's been hiding something? So these detectives decide to use their computers and special technology tools to follow everywhere Adam has gone for the past week. They're tracking his cell phone data, his GPS data from his car, surveillance footage along the routes. I mean, they're going all in. And you know what? It was all worth it because it led them straight to South Boston, Virginia, a town that's about 30 miles away from where Laura lives. And so detectives drive